Win with strategy, the blueprint for long-term success. Success, like a grand masterpiece, is never the product of chance. It's an intricate design, a tapestry woven from foresight, intention, and action. Every achievement, from the smallest victory to the most monumental triumph, can trace its roots to a strategy, a plan so carefully constructed that its power lies not only in its execution, but in its essence. But strategy is more than a blueprint. It's a way of seeing the world, a lens through which opportunities are revealed and obstacles become stepping stones. It's the quiet force behind every breakthrough, the unseen architect of progress, and the compass that transforms dreams into reality. The allure of long-term success often feels like chasing the horizon, beautiful, distant, and seemingly elusive. Yet the truth is simple. The horizon only moves if we wander aimlessly. When armed with a strategy, the journey takes on clarity. Every step aligns with a greater purpose, and every choice becomes a deliberate move towards something extraordinary. For many, strategy is misunderstood, reduced to jargon and theories that feel detached from the pulse of real life. But imagine it as a living entity, one that grows, adapts, and thrives when nurtured. It's not reserved for boardrooms or think tanks. It belongs in every aspect of life, accessible to anyone willing to embrace its discipline and creative force. This is not about shortcuts or quick wins. It's about designing a life, a career, and a legacy that stands the test of time. It's about becoming the kind of thinker and doer who can rise above chaos, chart a course through uncertainty, and arrive not by accident, but by design. The journey ahead won't just reveal how strategies are built. It will challenge you to think differently, to plan with precision, and to act with purpose. It will awaken a mindset where strategy becomes second nature, empowering you to navigate the complexities of life with confidence and clarity. The stage is set. The canvas is blank. What you create from here will not only define your success, but will echo as the story of how you won with strategy. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Strategic Thinking. At its core, strategic thinking is an art, a balance between vision and action, thought and execution. It begins with the recognition that success is not an accident, but a deliberate act shaped by clarity, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to progress. Building this foundation requires a mindset capable of navigating complexities, embracing uncertainty, and thriving amidst challenges. To lay this foundation, one must first cultivate awareness, an acute sense of the present, the forces at play, and the potential paths forward. It's about sharpening perception, not just to see what's obvious, but to uncover the patterns and connections that others overlook. Strategic thinkers see the big picture, yet they're equally adept at understanding the smallest details that can shift the balance. This mindset demands discipline, a commitment to think beyond the immediate and avoid the traps of reactive decisions. Discipline anchors a strategy, ensuring that every move aligns with the broader goals. It replaces impulsiveness with intentionality and turns challenges into opportunities for growth and adaptation. Flexibility is equally crucial. While strategy provides a roadmap, the path is rarely linear. Obstacles, surprises, and shifting dynamics are inevitable, and the ability to pivot without losing sight of the destination is what distinguishes resilient thinkers. Flexibility isn't about abandoning the plan. It's about adjusting the sails to keep the ship moving forward. Underpinning this approach is the courage to take calculated risks. Fear of failure is the enemy of strategy. While blind risks can lead to ruin, thoughtful risks, backed by analysis and foresight, open doors to transformative opportunities. It's about knowing when to leap and when to hold steady, a skill honed through both intuition and experience. Another cornerstone of strategic thinking is the ability to anticipate. It's not merely predicting the future, but preparing for a range of possibilities. This forward-thinking mindset equips strategists to stay ahead, ready to seize opportunities and mitigate challenges before they fully materialize. Finally, humility is an often overlooked pillar of strategic thinking. It's the recognition that no single person has all the answers. The best strategies are informed by diverse perspectives, continuous learning, and an openness to feedback. Humility enables collaboration and fosters an environment where ideas can flourish. These principles, when woven together, form a robust foundation for strategic thinking. It's not just about planning. It's about transforming how we think, decide, and act in a world that rewards clarity, adaptability, and resilience. This foundation is not built overnight, but is a lifelong pursuit, a journey that reshapes not only what we achieve, but how we approach every challenge along the way. Chapter 2. Aligning Goals and Vision. Goals and vision are not separate entities. They are two forces that must operate in harmony to create a powerful trajectory toward success. A vision is the compass, pointing toward the ultimate destination, while goals are the milestones that mark the path along the way. Without alignment between the two, progress becomes fragmented, and momentum is easily lost. At the heart of this alignment lies clarity. A vision must be vivid and compelling, a force so strong that it pulls you forward even when challenges arise. It's not enough to think about where you want to go. You must articulate it with precision. A nebulous vision breeds indecision, while a clearly defined one ignites passion, focus, and purpose. Goals, on the other hand, bring tangibility to this vision. They act as the stepping stones that transform ambition into action. But these goals must do more than merely exist. They must be purposeful, meaningful, and tightly connected to the broader vision. Each goal achieved should feel like a step closer to something far greater, not just an isolated win. Alignment requires more than intention. It demands rigorous examination. Every goal must pass the test. Does this bring me closer to the vision? Is this the most effective use of time, energy, and resources? Goals that don't align with the vision create noise, distractions that pull focus and dilute effort. True alignment ensures that every action serves a higher purpose, creating a sense of flow where progress feels both natural and inevitable. This process also requires balance. A vision too far removed from reality can feel unattainable, while goals too small or uninspired can fail to challenge and motivate. Alignment is the sweet spot where ambition meets practicality, where the dream stretches your potential but remains grounded enough to act upon. Crucially, alignment also thrives on adaptability. Circumstances change, markets shift, and priorities evolve. A vision that cannot adapt becomes a cage, and goals that refuse to flex under pressure lose relevance. Strategic alignment requires recalibration, periodic moments of reflection to ensure the vision remains vibrant and the goals remain effective guides. Finally, there is the human element. A vision that inspires others can multiply its power exponentially. Alignment isn't only about individual clarity. It's about creating a shared sense of purpose that resonates with teams, communities, and collaborators. When everyone involved feels connected to the vision and understands their role in achieving it, the collective energy can drive extraordinary results. This alignment between goals and vision is the engine of long-term success. It creates focus, eliminates waste, and amplifies effort. It transforms strategy from a theoretical concept into a lived reality, propelling you closer to the ultimate destination with every decisive step forward. Chapter 3. Analyzing Opportunities and Risks. Opportunities and risks are two sides of the same coin, and mastering the art of analyzing them is essential for any strategist. To seize the right opportunities and mitigate risks effectively, one must develop a keen sense of observation and a disciplined approach to evaluation. It's not about reacting to every situation, but discerning which paths hold promise and which pitfalls must be navigated with care. The first step in analyzing opportunities is recognizing them. Opportunities rarely announce themselves in obvious ways. They often come disguised as challenges, changes, or even setbacks. A shift in the market, a new competitor, or an emerging trend might seem disruptive at first glance, but could reveal untapped potential when approached with curiosity and creativity. Spotting these moments requires looking beyond the surface and questioning what others might miss. But recognition alone isn't enough. Once identified, opportunities must be scrutinized with precision. The questions to ask are clear. Does this align with the overarching vision? What resources are required? What is the potential upside, and how does it compare to the investment of time, energy, and capital? Clarity in these answers ensures that enthusiasm doesn't overshadow practicality. Simultaneously, risk analysis must walk hand in hand with opportunity evaluation. Risks are not inherently negative. They are simply the potential costs or consequences of pursuing a path. Understanding them begins with mapping the landscape, identifying internal vulnerabilities, external threats, and the unknown variables that could disrupt progress. However, true mastery lies in the ability to quantify and prioritize risks. Not all risks are equal, and not all require immediate action. Some are critical and demand mitigation plans, while others can be monitored without immediate intervention. This prioritization ensures energy is spent where it matters most, avoiding the paralysis that comes from attempting to address every possible danger. The interplay between opportunities and risks is dynamic. A promising opportunity often carries inherent risks, and the presence of risks doesn't necessarily negate the value of an opportunity. The key is balance, deciding whether the potential rewards justify the risks and whether safeguards can be implemented to tip the scale in favor of success. This process is not static. It evolves with time. A strategy that doesn't account for shifting dynamics is as risky as ignoring analysis altogether. Regularly revisiting and reevaluating both opportunities and risks keeps the approach relevant and responsive to change. Ultimately, analyzing opportunities and risks isn't about eliminating uncertainty. It's about understanding it deeply enough to make informed, confident decisions. It's a skill that transforms unpredictability from a source of fear into a space where innovation and progress thrive. This analytical lens becomes the strategist's greatest asset, enabling them to chart a course that navigates obstacles and unlocks potential with precision and foresight. Chapter 4. Crafting Effective Plans. An effective plan is both a roadmap and a dynamic force, guiding progress while adapting to the unpredictable currents of reality. At its core, crafting such a plan requires an intricate balance of clarity, foresight, and adaptability. It is not merely about deciding what needs to be done, but about weaving actions, resources, and timelines into a cohesive strategy that can withstand the complexities of execution. The foundation of any effective plan begins with clarity of purpose. Before mapping out the details, the ultimate objective must be defined with precision. A plan without a clear endpoint is like a ship setting sail without a destination. Movement may occur, but progress is uncertain. This clarity serves as the anchor, ensuring that every decision and adjustment remains aligned with the broader vision. Prioritization is another critical element. Not all tasks carry the same weight, and recognizing which actions will have the greatest impact is essential. Effective plans focus energy on the high-leverage activities that drive significant outcomes, avoiding the trap of spreading resources too thin or becoming mired in minor details. Once priorities are established, the structure of the plan must take shape. Timelines, milestones, and resource allocation transform abstract ideas into actionable steps. But the structure must be flexible, allowing room for adjustments as circumstances evolve. A rigid plan is brittle. A resilient plan anticipates change and incorporates mechanisms for recalibration without losing momentum. Collaboration enhances the strength of a plan. While individual brilliance may inspire, collective effort propels. Involving diverse perspectives during the planning process not only uncovers blind spots, but also fosters a sense of ownership and commitment among those responsible for execution. People are more likely to invest fully in a plan they helped create, ensuring alignment and synergy across the team. Equally important is the anticipation of obstacles. No plan unfolds in a vacuum, and the ability to foresee challenges before they arise can mean the difference between success and failure. This doesn't mean planning for every contingency, but rather equipping the plan with a framework that allows for swift decision-making and course correction when the unexpected occurs. Measurement and feedback loops are essential to ensure the plan stays on track. Progress should be tracked with precision, not merely as a means of accountability, but as a tool for learning and improvement. The best plans evolve through iterative refinement, informed by real-world results and the insights they reveal. Crafting an effective plan is both a science and an art. It requires a methodical approach to structure and detail while embracing the creative flexibility to adapt. It is a living document, shaped by vision and driven by action, designed not only to guide but to inspire. When done well, it becomes more than a set of instructions. It becomes a force that transforms intentions into realities, laying the groundwork for sustainable success. Chapter 5. Maximizing Resources and Strengths. Every successful strategy begins with a deep understanding of what is already at hand. Resources and strengths, often overlooked in the pursuit of external solutions, are the foundation upon which extraordinary outcomes are built. The ability to recognize, value, and fully utilize these assets is the hallmark of a truly strategic thinker. The first step in maximizing resources is awareness. Too often, people underestimate what they have because they are fixated on what they lack. Hidden within the ordinary are extraordinary possibilities, an untapped skill, an underutilized network, or even a process that can be refined for greater efficiency. Taking inventory of resources with fresh eyes is not just an exercise in observation. It is an act of discovery. Understanding strengths requires a similar mindset. True strengths are not merely skills or capabilities. They are the unique qualities that set you apart and define your potential. These strengths often lie in areas where effort feels natural and outcomes exceed expectations. Recognizing and embracing these qualities enables you to direct energy where it creates the greatest impact. Once resources and strengths are identified, the challenge becomes integration. Resources are rarely effective in isolation. Their power is magnified when combined strategically. A skill, when paired with the right tool or network, can produce exponential results. Similarly, strengths that align with well-allocated resources create a synergy that amplifies both. Optimization requires a willingness to innovate. Resources and strengths should not be confined to their traditional roles. A tool designed for one purpose may unlock surprising potential when applied in a new context. A skill developed in one field might transform outcomes in another. The ability to think creatively about how to repurpose and redefine assets is a key driver of efficiency and effectiveness. Maximizing resources and strengths also involves eliminating waste. Energy spent on activities that do not align with your vision is energy lost. Assets that drain resources without meaningful returns must be reevaluated. This process is not about discarding, but refining, channeling effort, time, and talent into areas where they matter most. Collaboration often reveals overlooked potential. Strengths and resources grow exponentially when shared and combined with those of others. Partnerships, alliances, and teamwork create opportunities to leverage complementary assets and expand beyond individual limitations. The willingness to collaborate is not a sign of weakness. It is a recognition of the immense power that lies in unity. Resilience plays a vital role in maximizing resources. In times of uncertainty or constraint, the ability to adapt existing assets becomes critical. A strength that once seemed peripheral may become central, and resources that appeared insufficient can prove invaluable when approached with ingenuity. Ultimately, maximizing resources and strengths is an ongoing process of discovery, innovation, and refinement. It is not about gathering more, but about doing more with what is already within reach. This mindset transforms limitations into opportunities and ensures that every asset contributes meaningfully to the pursuit of success. Chapter 6. Building Resilience for the Long Term. Resilience is not merely about enduring challenges. It is about thriving through them and emerging stronger on the other side. It is a capacity forged in the crucible of experience, a blend of mental fortitude, adaptability, and an unyielding commitment to progress. For those with a long-term vision, resilience is not optional. It is essential. The journey to resilience begins with a mindset shift. Instead of seeing setbacks as barriers, they must be reframed as stepping stones. Every challenge carries within it the seeds of growth, waiting to be cultivated by those willing to learn from their experiences. This perspective transforms adversity from something to be avoided into an invaluable teacher. Equally critical is the ability to stay grounded in purpose. When the winds of change threaten to derail progress, a clear and unwavering sense of direction acts as an anchor. Resilience is not simply the act of withstanding pressure, it is the ability to keep moving forward while remaining aligned with the larger vision. Flexibility is another cornerstone of resilience. Plans rarely unfold exactly as intended, and the ability to pivot without losing momentum is a hallmark of those who endure. This requires more than quick reactions. It demands strategic adaptability, a readiness to adjust while maintaining a firm grip on what truly matters. Building resilience also involves creating systems of support. No one achieves long-term success in isolation, and those who endure the most significant challenges often draw strength from their networks. Whether it is a team, a mentor, or a trusted community, these connections provide encouragement, perspective, and practical assistance during times of difficulty. Preparation strengthens resilience. While no one can predict every challenge, forethought and planning can mitigate the impact of unforeseen events. This is not about obsessing over worst-case scenarios, but about equipping oneself with the tools, knowledge, and resources to respond effectively when they arise. Emotional resilience plays a pivotal role. The ability to manage stress, stay calm under pressure, and maintain a positive outlook are critical in navigating prolonged periods of uncertainty. This requires not only mental discipline, but also self-care, ensuring that physical and emotional well-being are prioritized alongside professional goals. Resilience is also about learning to let go when necessary. Not every battle needs to be fought, and not every setback requires immediate resolution. Knowing when to release control and when to double down is a nuanced skill that prevents wasted energy and enables a focus on what truly matters. Finally, resilience is a commitment to growth. Each challenge overcome becomes a building block for future strength, adding layers of experience and confidence. It is not about returning to where you started, but evolving to a place where you are better equipped to face what lies ahead. This continual refinement ensures that resilience is not a static trait, but a dynamic force, capable of sustaining long-term success. Chapter 7. Measuring Progress and Adjusting Course. Progress is a dynamic process, not a static endpoint. To move closer to a vision, it is essential to measure advancement with precision and adapt strategies as needed. Without consistent evaluation, efforts risk drifting off course, and opportunities for improvement may go unnoticed. The ability to measure and refine is what transforms effort into sustained achievement. At the core of measuring progress is a commitment to clarity. Metrics must be specific, relevant, and aligned with the ultimate goal. Ambiguous measures produce ambiguous results, while clear benchmarks provide a definitive sense of direction. This clarity ensures that progress can be quantified and understood in real terms, eliminating guesswork and providing a foundation for informed decision-making. Evaluation is not a one-time activity. It is an ongoing process. Each milestone reached or missed provides critical insights into what is working and what needs adjustment. These moments of reflection offer opportunities to recalibrate and improve, ensuring that actions remain purposeful and effective. Progress is rarely linear, and the willingness to pivot when necessary is a hallmark of those who achieve lasting success. Feedback is an essential component of measuring progress. Insights from others, whether they come from colleagues, mentors, or even competitors, offer perspectives that may not be immediately visible. Constructive feedback challenges assumptions, identifies blind spots, and introduces new possibilities, enriching the process of evaluation and adjustment. Equally important is the courage to face uncomfortable truths. Sometimes, metrics reveal stagnation or even regression. It is tempting to overlook these signals or dismiss them as temporary, but true progress requires honesty and a willingness to confront challenges head-on. Acknowledging setbacks is not a failure. It is a step toward finding solutions and regaining momentum. Adjusting course demands a delicate balance of persistence and flexibility. While it is essential to remain committed to the broader vision, rigid adherence to a single path can lead to missed opportunities. The ability to adapt without losing sight of the ultimate objective is a skill that separates the exceptional from the average. Technology and tools can enhance the process of measurement and adjustment. From data analytics to performance dashboards, these resources provide real-time insights that inform strategy. However, tools alone are not enough. They must be paired with thoughtful analysis and a deep understanding of context to translate information into meaningful action. Momentum is fueled by celebrating progress. Acknowledging achievements, no matter how small, reinforces motivation and builds confidence. These moments of recognition serve as reminders of the distance already traveled, instilling the energy needed to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. Ultimately, measuring progress and adjusting course is not about perfection, but about continuous improvement. It is a practice of staying attuned to reality while striving for growth, a disciplined approach that ensures every action contributes meaningfully to the overarching vision. Through this process, strategies evolve, results compound, and success becomes not just a possibility, but an inevitability. Chapter 8. Leading with Strategic Foresight. Leadership is not a title, but an influence that shapes the future. True leaders are those who possess the foresight to anticipate challenges, the clarity to align people with a shared vision, and the courage to act in ways that propel their strategies forward. Strategic foresight requires leaders to look beyond the present, taking into account emerging trends, evolving technologies, and shifting societal needs. It is not enough to manage the here and now. The leader must shape tomorrow with a keen awareness of both opportunities and risks. A leader with strategic foresight constantly scans the environment for signals of change. These signals can be subtle, often emerging in the form of small trends, shifts in consumer behavior, or quiet whispers from the market. Recognizing these early indicators before they become apparent to others gives leaders a critical advantage. But it is not just about spotting change. It is about understanding how these signals fit into the larger pattern and how they can be leveraged to create a competitive edge. The ability to forecast the future with clarity does not mean predicting it with absolute certainty, but rather preparing for multiple possibilities. Leaders with foresight are comfortable with ambiguity, seeing it not as a threat, but as a fertile ground for creative problem-solving. Instead of simply reacting to events as they unfold, these leaders actively engage with uncertainty, designing flexible strategies that can evolve with changing conditions. Effective leaders also recognize that strategic foresight is not an individual pursuit. It requires the collective intelligence of a team. By fostering an environment of collaboration, inclusivity, and open dialogue, leaders encourage diverse perspectives that enrich decision-making and broaden the scope of their strategic vision. Collaboration enables leaders to harness the strengths of those around them, turning a singular vision into a collective force capable of achieving far more than any one person could alone. Leadership with foresight also involves resilience. Anticipating challenges means that leaders can prepare for obstacles in advance, building systems and structures that can withstand setbacks and keep momentum moving forward. When difficulties inevitably arise, foresight helps leaders navigate them with confidence and clarity, knowing that they have already planned for potential disruptions. At the same time, leaders must balance their long-term vision with the practicalities of daily operations. While foresight is about looking ahead, it must be anchored in the present reality. This requires the ability to integrate long-term goals with short-term needs, ensuring that immediate actions align with the broader strategy. A leader who can maintain this balance inspires trust and cultivates a sense of purpose among the team. Part of strategic leadership is understanding that the path forward is rarely linear. Successful leaders must be able to pivot, reassess, and adjust as conditions change. They must also have the courage to make tough decisions that may not yield immediate gratification but are necessary for long-term success. These decisions often require a clear sense of conviction, the ability to stand firm in the face of resistance, and the vision to see beyond the immediate consequences to the future benefits. Another crucial aspect of leading with strategic foresight is the commitment to continuous learning. The future is shaped by those who are willing to adapt and evolve. Great leaders invest in their own development, constantly seeking new knowledge, refining their skills, and staying informed about emerging trends. They encourage a similar mindset within their teams, creating a culture where learning is valued and everyone is empowered to contribute to the forward-looking strategy. Leaders who possess strategic foresight not only lead their organizations, but also inspire others to take ownership of their roles in achieving the vision. This empowerment creates a ripple effect that drives sustained momentum, ensuring that the strategy is embedded at every level of the organization and executed with clarity and passion. Strategic foresight, then, becomes not just a leadership quality, but a shared mindset that permeates the culture, resulting in long-term success. Chapter 9. Integrating strategy into everyday decisions. Strategy is not something that exists only in boardrooms or annual plans. It is a way of thinking, a framework for making decisions that can guide every aspect of life. Whether navigating personal relationships, managing finances, or making professional choices, the principles of strategic thinking can be seamlessly woven into the fabric of everyday actions. Making strategy an integral part of daily decisions is about fostering a mindset that seeks purpose and direction in everything you do. Every choice, no matter how small, carries with it an element of strategy, from the way you allocate your time to the way you prioritize tasks. Each decision reflects your broader objectives. When approached with an understanding of strategy, even mundane choices become opportunities to further your long-term goals. The first step is recognizing that every action is a step, no matter how subtle, toward your vision. One of the most powerful ways to integrate strategy is to align daily actions with long-term objectives. It's easy to become distracted by the urgent, the immediate demands that seem to dominate the day. However, strategic thinking encourages a broader perspective, looking beyond the moment and understanding how today's actions fit into the larger plan. Whether responding to an email, attending a meeting, or deciding how to spend free time, ask yourself, how does this choice move me closer to my goals? This simple question can bring clarity and purpose to even the smallest decisions. Efficiency becomes a key principle when strategy is integrated into everyday life. Rather than reacting to situations as they arise, Strategically minded individuals plan their approach with precision. Systems and routines are designed to eliminate unnecessary steps and streamline actions, allowing energy to be focused on what truly matters. This approach can be applied in personal tasks, such as how to manage household chores, as well as in professional tasks, like organizing work schedules or delegating responsibilities. By maximizing time and resources, you can ensure that your decisions are aligned with your objectives without feeling overwhelmed. Strategic thinking also invites reflection. In the hustle of daily life, it is easy to get swept up in tasks without considering the bigger picture. Taking time to pause and reflect on how decisions align with overarching goals allows for realignment when necessary. It helps in assessing progress and identifying areas where course corrections might be required. The discipline of regularly reflecting on your choices fosters self-awareness and sharpens your strategic instincts. Personal relationships, often viewed as separate from strategy, can benefit from the same thoughtful planning. Strategic thinking does not mean controlling or manipulating others. Rather, it means being intentional in how you invest your time and energy. Cultivating relationships that align with your personal and professional objectives allows you to build a network of support that propels you forward. Just as in business, there is value in understanding the strengths and contributions of those around you, enabling you to collaborate effectively and achieve shared goals. Strategic decisions also require flexibility. While long-term goals remain the guiding compass, the path to reaching them is rarely straight. Life's unpredictable nature means that circumstances can change at any moment. A strategically minded person knows how to assess the landscape and adapt without losing sight of their ultimate objectives. This balance between perseverance and flexibility is what allows for steady progress, even in the face of obstacles. Ultimately, the integration of strategy into everyday decisions transforms how one approaches challenges. It shifts the mindset from reactive to proactive, empowering individuals to create opportunities rather than simply responding to circumstances. By embedding strategic thinking into the very core of daily life, each decision becomes a deliberate move toward a larger vision, reinforcing the connection between actions and outcomes. Chapter 10. Sustaining long-term success. Long-term success is not simply about achieving a goal. It is about creating an environment where that success can endure and continue to evolve. The difference between fleeting success and sustained achievement lies in the ability to maintain focus, adapt to change, and stay committed to growth. As much as it is about reaching the peak, sustaining success is about navigating the inevitable dips, challenges, and transformations that come with time. One of the key elements in sustaining long-term success is an unwavering commitment to the process. Success is rarely a singular event. It is the result of continual effort, incremental improvements, and constant refinement. The commitment to maintaining high standards and consistently delivering quality, no matter the circumstance, is what ensures that success remains sustainable over time. This involves dedicating energy not just to new projects or goals, but also to keeping the foundational practices strong and intact. The pursuit of excellence becomes a lifestyle, ingrained in the actions taken daily. Another vital aspect of sustained success is the ability to evolve. The world around you will continue to change, and what worked yesterday may not be as effective tomorrow. Embracing evolution and innovation is essential to staying relevant. Leaders and organizations that thrive over time are those who actively seek opportunities for reinvention, who understand that growth requires shedding outdated methods and exploring new ideas. Sustaining success means not only capitalizing on existing strengths, but also being willing to step into uncharted territory, knowing that the status quo is not a guarantee of future success. Resilience plays an undeniable role in longevity. The path to long-term success is never without setbacks. Whether it's economic downturns, market shifts, or personal challenges, the ability to bounce back from adversity is critical. But resilience goes beyond mere survival. It is about learning and improving from every obstacle faced. Every challenge presents an opportunity to refine processes, strengthen character, and develop new strategies for future obstacles. Resilience enables individuals and organizations to maintain their momentum and even build on past failures, turning them into stepping stones for greater achievements. Building a culture that supports sustained success is just as important as individual efforts. Collaboration, support, and alignment within a team or organization create the foundation for collective success. It is not enough to achieve success alone. It must be nurtured across all levels. This means cultivating an environment where ideas can flow freely, where innovation is encouraged, and where individuals are motivated to contribute to the long-term vision. A unified, motivated team is far more capable of maintaining and growing success over time. Consistency and discipline are essential in sustaining success. While many are eager to celebrate victories, it is the day-to-day commitment to maintaining high performance that truly sets successful people and organizations apart. The discipline to continue even when the excitement wanes, when the routines become mundane, and when external recognition slows down, is what ensures that success does not slip away unnoticed. This consistency creates a foundation that supports even the most ambitious long-term goals. Furthermore, a strong sense of purpose is a driving force behind long-term success. Without a clear, deep-seated belief in what one is doing, maintaining success can feel like an exhausting, pointless chase. Success becomes sustainable when it is anchored in a greater purpose, whether it's a personal vision or a mission to make a difference. This sense of purpose motivates continued effort and provides clarity in the face of adversity. Purpose-driven individuals or organizations are not only more likely to achieve success, but they are also more likely to keep that success alive, as it is tied to something far more meaningful than just results or numbers. Finally, sustaining success involves an ongoing commitment to learning. In a world that evolves rapidly, what brought you success today may no longer suffice tomorrow. Continuous learning, self-awareness, and seeking external input ensure that you are always on the cutting edge of industry trends and personal growth. It is the humility to recognize that there is always more to learn and the drive to continually seek knowledge that allows one to stay ahead and maintain long-term success. Success does not just happen. It is not a destination that can be reached and then left behind. Sustaining success requires intentional, focused effort and the courage to evolve while staying true to the core principles that define your path. By embracing resilience, evolving with the times, staying committed to the process, and surrounding oneself with supportive networks, success not only lasts, it deepens and strengthens with each passing year. Conclusion: the journey toward long-term success is one of constant growth, adaptation, and resilience. It is not a path marked by a single moment of victory, but by the ongoing decisions, actions, and reflections that define the course. The strategies that guide us in achieving success are not just tools for the short term, but principles that shape our mindset, actions, and responses to challenges over time. At the heart of sustained success is a deep understanding that strategy is not static. It must evolve with the changing landscape, embrace new opportunities, and navigate the unexpected hurdles that inevitably arise. Leaders, individuals, and organizations who are able to harness the power of foresight, align their goals with their actions, and adapt their plans as they go forward are the ones who stand the best chance of thriving in the long run. But strategy is only as effective as the commitment to its execution. It is easy to make plans and set goals, but the true test comes in the consistency of effort, the discipline to follow through, and the resilience to stay on course when the road gets difficult. As you move forward, remember that every step, no matter how small, is a part of a larger journey. Every decision you make has the potential to move you closer to your vision. Long-term success is not merely about achieving a series of wins. It is about building a legacy that endures, that continues to inspire, and that positively impacts others long after the initial achievements have been reached. It is about creating something that lives beyond the individual, whether it's a company, a community, or a personal transformation. The power to shape your future is in your hands. By integrating strategic thinking into every decision you make, staying adaptable in the face of change, and nurturing the resilience to overcome challenges, you can ensure that success is not just a fleeting moment, but a lasting, impactful journey. Your strategy is the blueprint, and your actions are the construction that will build a future that stands the test of time.